recent years, Ford has sacked hundreds of its engineers to make room for AI, which it believed would be able to do those folks' jobs for less money. Guess what? It didn't turn out that way. And what's Ford doing now? They're rehiring many of the same workers that they showed the door to so they could come back and do the jobs that AI couldn't do.
Hi, welcome back, ADNC community. It's your girl, Shea Richburg here. I am so excited to talk about this topic today. Let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about companies that are rehiring after AI layoffs. What does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means that AI cannot replace us. So I think this is a really cool story I wanted to share with you, and I hope that you share it with many others. So let's jump right into it. So companies are actually rehiring individuals that worked for their companies because AI took their positions. And companies are actually not happy with the product that AI is putting out or the results that AI is putting out. So it's saying that hiring activity has risen over the past few months, which is really good for individuals. And it says 32% of companies are rehiring. And this information is based off of recruiting from Robert Half. If you guys know that company, it's a huge company here in America. Check them out and check out their study that they came up with. So they're saying that companies are hiring for the same roles or similar roles that they once let humans or individuals, go due to AI replacing them. They're saying that they want AI to take a more routine task within companies and not significant tasks at this moment. It seems as though AI cannot conduct specific tasks within a company, and they are not happy with the results they're getting. And I think this is wonderful because as much as I love AI, I love people, and I'm always an advocate for people having positions, having jobs, having entrepreneurship, having companies, all of that. And AI cannot replace us. Okay. I know there's so much talk that it's going to replace every aspect, but I don't think it will. It will never be able to replace us. So this is just one example of why AI is not going to replace us. So they want them to do more routine tasks, but actually, based off of what Robert Half has found out, AI cannot do communication well. They don't have good judgment or oversight, and they don't have institutional knowledge within the companies that a person, a man or woman, actually has. AI cannot make good judgments that a human can make. Okay. I feel as though they're saying they cannot assess the situation and then make a good end decision based off of the information that it has. It just cannot do what we can do. So this is great. Again, AI can do things as to help someone's job, make someone's job a bit faster, but can it replace people? Absolutely not. So that's good. So more people are being rehired for positions. And now let's talk about a specific company that has rehired, which is Ford Motors. Ford is saying that they actually rehired their engineers that they let go after AI backfires on them. So if you were an engineer working for Ford and you're looking for a position now, reach back out, reach out, reach out, reach out. I know there are people all over who are looking for positions. Now's the time. Actually, companies are rehiring. Not to say it'll be the same person, but I believe in this article here for Ford, they are saying that they are rehiring the same individuals that they did let go. They want those people to come back. So ultimately, is Ford the victim of bad AI? I don't know. It's not for me to say, but it seems like that might be the scenario here. They believe that AI could do the same jobs that humans could do, but for a much cheaper rate for the company. And they found out that it's not worth it. You basically pay less, you save money, but then the quality is not going to be the same. And that's what they're learning. And so I don't want to see any company suffer, but firsthand, I don't want to see individuals suffer. So I want everybody to take note and know your value and know your worth. So if you're looking at this video, just know, if you in the past have been laid off due to AI, within the company being implemented, just know there is a probability that you may get a call back or, looking for another position. Companies are hiring now. So as far as Ford goes, there was an issue with quality control they were having. And that means that Ford overall was not reaching the results that they wanted within their factory floor. So it essentially means that AI couldn't eyeball a process and understand how one process would affect the overall quality and the results of their cars. And this is something that human skills can do, AI just couldn't do. And I said this before, AI does not have the right judgment or oversight that a person has, and to understand that and translate into how that can affect a product for the public. There you go. So it's funny because people always say AI is better, it's faster, less mistakes. But these are some of the qualities that make us different from AI. Again, it's assessment, it's judgment. Let me give you another example of judgment, and then I'll get back to the story. And I know this because I read an article before, and it was saying that a car company, when they had self-driving cars, they wanted to know if somebody's crossing the street, okay, and if a car is going forward, should the car stop and let the pedestrian cross, or is the car just going to go because the car, let's say, has a green light? So that's an example of a judgment call that sometimes AI just doesn't have. It doesn't get right. It doesn't know the overall assessment on what it should take or what it should do. So I hope that example made sense, right? I always hear this example and I love sharing this with people. And that's one of those things that AI just cannot do at this point. You can program it to do things, but scenarios will always be different. And you need that overall insight, that voice inside us that we have that AI just doesn't have. That's what sets us apart. So let's go back to Ford. So Ford actually is having their employees, specifically, they did say their engineers, to return to their jobs. But a part of their jobs as they return, guess what, is training AI to be better at the job that it just failed at doing. I mean, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this. So I'm really happy to hear that people are being reemployed or, there's new employees coming to Ford. But then if you're bringing them back to train AI to take their job again, that doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, I know it's not up to the employee, it's the company doing this. But I would assume that Ford would put a little bit more emphasis on, humans, people in these positions, not just AI for all of these positions, right? I would think it kind of learned its lesson. I mean, I'm not telling Ford what to do. I am never here to tell people what to do. I'm just bringing you guys information and sometimes my opinion on things. But I would hope that as these people come back, and some of these people do have to retrain AI for the positions that it failed at, that does not equate to these people losing their jobs again. I always like to think positive. You never know. There's so much going on. I always try to be positive and bring it to you guys. So again, back to the story. They are coming back. People are coming back to the workforce, people specifically that lost jobs due to AI, but some people specifically at Ford are now training AI to do what these people have come back to do. So I have some advice. They have hiring tips that I wanted to share with people because overall companies are rehiring. So we have a couple highlights right here. It says highlight your personal accomplishments, explain why you want to work at a company, what makes you unique. Don't just apply online, actually contact a managing person directly. I know this kind of sounds a little tedious, but they're saying, if you go the extra step, you will definitely, stand out from someone else. So I'd like to know your feedback on this story. I know I was excited to hear people are being rehired. I'm excited that finally we hear that no, AI cannot replace everything and everyone. I never thought that was even an issue. I mean, some people have their theories, but I'm glad to see that AI does not have the capability or the capacity that we have as a man or woman. And I would love to hear your feedback. If you were laid off due to there's some kind of structural change within your company, bringing in AI, what are your thoughts about this? I always look at your comments. If you like this, please don't forget to download the ADNC app. There's so many amazing stories and articles on there. And come see me over at SheaRichburg.com. We have Pivot to Power. We have a lot of amazing things going on over there in that group. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. This was a great story. You guys are all unique and special. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.